What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Vizzy. This is the channel where tech is not everything, it's the only way. And today, in today's comparison, we are diving deep into the world of compact photography and videography, putting the Sony Rx100 Mark 7, one of my favorites in the compact camera segment, I'll say, against the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the latest smartphone marvel camera technology from Apple. Which one will emerge as the ultimate tool for photography and videography needs? So let's find out. Starting off with design and portability, the Sony Rx100 Mark 7 boasts a compact, pocketable design, which I like. You know, this is perfect for travelers, vloggers, content creators on the go like myself. On the other hand, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, with its sleek, sophisticated build, it's not just a phone. A lot of people say it's a fashion statement. That's what they say. You know, this fits comfortable in my pocket, ready for capturing moments at moment's notice by just hitting a button. When it comes to camera specifications, Sony Rx100 Mark 7 features a 20 megapixel 1-inch type sensor, a pop-up viewfinder EVF for the professionals, and a 24 to 200 millimeter equivalent f2.8 to f4.5 zoom lens that offers versatility and high image quality. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, this has an advanced triple camera system. You have the main camera is 48 megapixel f1.8, 24 millimeter wide, and the second camera you have a 12 megapixel f2.8, 120 millimeter periscope telephoto lens, and for the ultra wide you have a 12 megapixel f2.2, 30 millimeter 120 degrees ultra wide. Also included in this device, the new sensor shift optical image stabilization technology, and the LiDAR sensor, which is my favorite. Is this little black thing right here that scans for better depth sensing. Image quality is where things get a little interesting. The Sony Rx100 Mark 7 excels in dynamic range, low light performance thanks to its larger sensor. So I challenge the iPhone 120 millimeter periscope telephoto lens, which I find myself using a lot, with the Sony 200 millimeter zoom. I realize requires a lot of light. Once you have it down, trust me, it looks really well. However, the iPhone 15 Pro Max counters with its computational photography. What computation is, it do it for you. You don't have to dial in any ISO, it does it. You just press the button and it records. Even though it's a machine that helping you taking photos, it still produces stunning images. I actually agree with the Deep Fusion and the Smart HDR that gives me really similar quality to my Sony. I also challenged the iPhone main camera 48 megapixel f1.8, 24 millimeter wide versus the Sony 24 millimeter widest. Both cameras shoot raw. You can't tell the difference between the images that I got from 24 millimeter. The iPhone also initiate a what you call a zoom by cropping in to the sensor, giving you a 28 millimeter or 35 millimeter, you know, giving you a resolution of 12 megapixel. The images are not bad. I gotta tell you, they're not bad. As for the Sony though, you get 20 megapixel across all the zoom focal length because of Sony's larger sensor. I found myself getting a more bokeh rich images shooting with Sony, but the iPhone, however, has the ability to capture depth, giving you a similar looking image. I took both to the zoo and I was taking some similar shot to see if there's a lot of similarities between the images. Once you select between human and animal eye autofocus, like at the zoo, the animals are in cages, so you literally look past the fence using the human or the animal eye. Well, not fence with the human, but you look past the fence using dedicated eye autofocus, human or animal. When it comes to videography, both devices offer 4K video recording, the real-time eye autofocus like I talked about before. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, however, impresses with the Dolby Vision HDR recording that offers incredible color depth and dynamic range that's easily editable on device, and that's one of my favorite thing about the iPhone. I can edit it on device. As for the Sony Rx100 Mark 7, You can shoot at 1080. You can shoot 1080p up to 120 frames per second, 4K 24 up to 30, with the option of Sony picture profile log shooting. But here's the drawback when it comes to the Sony: you're shooting at 8-bit when you're shooting Sony PP, which is picture profile. The 8-bit color space, meaning you don't have a lot of room to edit. When it comes to your images, you might get a lot of grain or the color started shifting. I think this is where the iPhone excels. All the models you shoot 1080p up to 240 frames per second, and 4K up to 60 frames per second. But the Pro models, you have the ability to shoot Apple ProRes 10-bit RAW 422 video. This means you have a lot of wiggle room to work with, regardless of the sensor size. So I find myself using the iPhone more for video than photography because of the raw video capability. Not only that, you have the option to record externally to an SSD, and you can actually rig this up, but then you're kind of going away from the compact and portability. You gotta give Sony some credit though. It tries to keep up with the iPhone every year so slightly when it comes to video. When it comes to user experience, I would say it's paramount when it comes to the Sony Rx100 Mark 7. It offers you a lot. You got the tilting screen, you have the pop-up electronic viewfinder, you have customable buttons. You can make your shortcuts for a more tailored shooting experience. You get like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, dedicated Sony app for sharing the images, which I find myself using when I shoot a lot of food at my job. I'm also a chef. I do a lot of food photography using this compact camera. I use both actually, so I'll put some pictures up so you can see them. I use both to shoot food, and I find sending it to the app and then kind of touch it up with the onboard. iPhone 15 Pro Max, integrates seamlessly with the Apple ecosystem, which I have everything Apple, that offers like iCloud's photo sharing, and also on board, like I said, you have a powerful editing app. You can edit within the Photos app. Choosing between the Sony Rx100 Mark 7 and the iPhone 15 Pro Max boils down to your specific needs and preference. For dedicated photographers who values versatility and the nuance of photography like myself, easily I recommend the Sony Rx100 Mark 7. It's unparalleled to not recommend that. You know what I'm saying? For those who seeking multifunctional device with impressive camera capabilities and seamless integration of, in our daily lives, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, bro, it stands tall. You're shooting ProRes RAW, show you can shoot productions really good, match it up with your cameras, Apple 10-bit 422, all of that stuff, raw. I think those, and you have the option to rig it out, turn your iPhone into something in Hollywood, man. God damn, you can turn that shit into Hollywood. But whichever you choose though, I would say both devices are at its pinnacle of it whatever field you think it fits into daily carry, photography, or videography. You will get really similar use out of them, and I think they're both pushing the boundaries of what is possible when it comes to the compact devices. To hit that like button, subscribe for more comparison, and let me know in the comments which device you pick up for your photography adventure. And like Mike always say, keep shooting and stay creative. We're gone. We out.